Collective, tap in. Hey, 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 welcome, welcome, welcome. Woman, you have arrived. And I don't say that lightly and I don't take this lightly, but there is something quite interesting that's happening in the spiritual world, in the spiritual community, in the high level woman community, in the divine feminine world. There's something very unique happening. And this is that many of us, many women, are finally coming out of this survival loop. We're coming out of this era of perpetual healing, like this same healing cycle where we feel like we have to start over and over again, where we feel like we have to um, keep renewing ourselves. We keep having to say, I have to start over. And there's nothing wrong with starting over here, but there is this movement that's happening internally with the divine feminine that is not being recognized, or it's being seen but is not being acknowledged, or is being acknowledged but is not truly being witnessed. And this is where we have to have a conversation. Okay. Many women thrive off of being a integral part of their communities, and that's beautiful. You're supposed to thrive when you are a beautiful part and an integral part of your community, that you're raising your family, that you've connected to so many people, that you're helping the next generation, that you are supportive with the people around you, like you've built this beautiful life. Many women thrive off of that. I am one of those people as well. But oftentimes when there comes a liminal space of quiet, there's a liminal space of you're switching from always on the go to someone who gets to choose whether or not they insert themselves into situations, or they allow themselves to be used in different ways. There's like this point of no return is what I'm saying. And the point of no return looks very, it arrives differently for different women, but the internal change is the same. It comes to a point where you're like, you know what? I am not the same person that I was 5 years ago, 10 years ago. I am not that same person. I have drastically changed so much that what I craved before, what I craved in the past that made me feel useful, what I craved in the past that made me think that I wanted a certain life, what I craved then is not what I want now. And what you want now is to live a life in peace, is living a life in peace. It's not even what you want now, it's the fact that you're just living a life in peace. And your peace is not always going, it's not going to be a steady line, right? Because life does not move like this. It's up and down, right? Like, I totally get that. But there's this moment where you recognize that life is so freaking beautiful that even with the downs, you feel powerful. You feel seen. You feel heard. What's not being done for you in your arrival era is you're not being witnessed. You are not being witnessed in your arrival era. And when you are not witnessed, there are parts of you that you don't want to go back to that's negotiable. And here lies a problem for many women who are happy, who have crossed their thresholds, who have raised their families, who have survived, who have lost, loved and lost, who's grieved. It is a personal inner journey that shifts you into seeing the world one way and then into another. And I strive to recognize that woman. I strive to recognize you in a way that no one else has dared to step into in alignment with. I strive and I thrive in seeing women arrive and be witnessed. That's the truth. That's a fact. When a woman is witnessed, it communicates not only to the world that she is different, that she is uh, healed, that she is known, that she is someone who has wisdom, that has lived and learned, that can lead, that can speak their truth, that can stand in their truth, that understands the power of love, not as a word, but as an action. Someone who is so truthful in who they are, in spite of the hurt, the pain, the misuse, the lies that have been told against them, the weapons that have formed against them, despite the deconstruction and reconstruction, despite all of that, the woman who has arrived recognizes that yes, that is a part of my journey, and still I have not been witnessed for that journey. That's why I titled this video, Woman, You Have Arrived. Because not every woman is out here struggling, baby. Not every woman is out here still wishing on a star. Not every woman is out here feeling the blues. There are women who are out here who have arrived in who they are. They take their journey, they take their lives, they take their mental health seriously. This is not the woman who's buying a new journal every day, okay? This is not the woman who's up writing it, journaling every day, talking about, dear diary, I wish to be this person. The woman I'm speaking to is already that girl. You dig what I'm saying? That's an arrival. The woman I'm speaking to has gone through all of the retreats, has spent thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on a retreat. Let me tell you something. I'm not anti-retreat, baby. I'm not, okay? I love a good retreat. But there is something very creepy. I'm going to say it. There's something very creepy about pouring out your traumas and being forced to collect yourself and review your life and share amongst strangers. The woman that has arrived is not interested in sharing their entire journey with strangers who think they know what they've gone through. No, that's not the woman I'm talking to. You've invested in those retreats, but that's not where you are right now. The woman I'm speaking to has invested in therapy, okay? A lot of the women I'm speaking to have transcended therapy. Oh, baby. Have you ever, as a woman, had a therapist say, you know what? I am no longer in a position for our relationship to go on. You're no longer in need of my services. You're beyond that. You've worked through it. I know that sounds like, whoa, what? Yeah, no, therapists can break up with you because you have arrived. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let me be the one to tell you that. The women I'm speaking to know exactly what that conversation is. The women I'm speaking to know that when they sit in front of a therapist, they're like, hey, there's nothing else for me to talk about because I have transcended what this relationship is. Tap in. The woman I'm speaking to has invested thousands and thousands and thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars in their reinventions. They know what it's like to go through a rebirth multiple times, sometimes the same rebirth, because you made the same mistakes. The woman that I'm talking to knows exactly what it's like to have to go through a rebirth over and over again. Not just a rebirth, but a rebirth that cures embarrassment, shame. Yeah, yeah. The woman that I'm speaking to has arrived. The woman that I'm speaking to knows what it's like to go through all of that, investing in themselves. And I'd like to offer something to you, okay? I'd like to offer something to you, ladies. I'd like to offer a mindset shift, if you don't mind. And this mindset shift is going to change your life. Yeah. It's going to change your life because it's one that's not even spoken about. I have checked. I have checked the gurus. I've checked the healers that speak to women. I have checked no one is speaking about the women in their arrival era. Everyone is talking about the woman who is healing, but no one is speaking to the woman in their arrival era. The one who is unapologetic in who they are. The woman who has invested tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for power, for a system, for a structure, to hone in on the inner skills so that they reflect to the outside world. No one is speaking to the woman who said, I've done all that I can do in this moment in my life, and now it's time for me to move on and stand in a place of peace and power. No one is speaking to that woman. It's always about oh, I gotta heal, you're broken. Everybody's trying to fix you. Everyone is trying to fix you. Everyone has a solution to gear to you being fixed. And I'm speaking to the woman who said, you know what? Baby, I'm fixed. Yeah, I have the job, I have the career, I have the family, I have the friends, I have the support system, I have the money, I have the power. Okay, I know who I am inside and out. I know this. I know who my social circle is. I know that I'm sitting with people that have influence. I'm sitting with the big wigs. I'm learning, but I'm learning from a base. I'm learning from this place of like, I have a foundation. Everyone is speaking to the people that are building a foundation, and no one is speaking to the woman that has the foundation already built. I'm speaking to you. Yeah. I'm speaking to you. About 3 months ago, I sat in front of you. A completely different woman 3 months ago. So I said, man, reinvention is real and it has power. And I said, I'm in a liminal space, y'all. I'm in a liminal space. I don't know what exactly this is that I'm being called to do, but I'm going to sit in front of you and I am going to, hey, North Carolina, I'm going to tell you where I am once I figure it out. And I still continue to make content. I still continue to speak to you. I still continue to talk to you. And when I came back and I said, you know what? I am no longer going to speak to the woman who was in constant crisis. Yeah, I can't do it. Because that's not the place that I'm in. I'm never going to speak to you from constant crisis. I'm not in a constant crisis. I'm not in crisis. And even if I am in crisis, the way that a woman who has arrived handles crisis is completely different from someone who has no idea what they're doing. I'm speaking to the woman who has arrived. And when I came back, I told you guys, I am no longer going to speak to you as if you are healing. I'm speaking to you because you're healed. That's what I said to you. And I meant it. Because if you're speaking to someone who is consistently on a healing journey, then the solutions, the understanding, the next level conversation will never happen. I'm speaking to the woman who has arrived. Yeah. Everyone is speaking to the woman who is healing, and no one is speaking to the woman that's healed. Yeah. Y'all saw how that wave just crashed as soon as I finished that statement. Ain't nothing but the Holy Spirit confirming what I'm saying. And if you are this woman, then you need to subscribe. You need to subscribe to the channel. What brought from crisis to arrival? Recognizing that I don't have to deal with some bullshit. And this is the truth. Let me tell you something. Separation is beautiful. Doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. It doesn't mean that it doesn't sting. It doesn't mean that you don't have to recover. But moving away from people, relationships, environments, jobs, stress, moving away from all of that led me into finding out what it is that I will and will not tolerate in this life and what I will accept and do. The other thing that brought me from crisis to arrival, and y'all gonna be like, oh my God, Cass, this is stuff. Prayer. Out of religious context, okay? Because I know that word can scare people. Oh, I don't do religion. I'm not speaking about religion. I'm speaking about connecting to a part of you that transcends what's on planet Earth. Prayer. It's a great question. Another thing that brought me from chaos to arrival is being honest with myself. Yeah. Been traumatized. What I'm gonna do with that? Yeah, I've been scorned. What I'm gonna do with that? Yeah, I felt like there were times where I didn't have the answer. How I'm gonna seek the answer. Yeah, being honest with myself. And then the other thing I could think of just off the top of my head, as I started writing everything out, I am going to beat that into your head all 2026. You've got to take pen to paper. And I used to be the person that say, if you cannot write, then go ahead on and, talk it out. I am someone who will talk it out on audio because my voice is my power. That's where I thrive. I thrive in speaking. I thrive in discovery speaking. I don't write anything that's not true. I don't write out my grand conversation. All of it is channeled. All of this is the Holy Spirit speaking. That's why I can start out a conversation tripping up on my words, and as soon as I get into the flow state, it comes out just naturally, okay? But writing things out, that friction, that friction is power. That pen to paper is power. Speaking of friction, that's another thing that I use to create my life from chaos to arrival, is I accepted friction. Yeah, I accepted friction. If there's something happening there and it's causing a problem or it's causing a reaction, not necessarily a problem, I address it. What is this that I'm feeling, and why is it that I'm feeling that way, and what do I do to empower myself to move through it? Either own it and accept it or discard it. Yeah, that's real. I'm speaking to those women. And you don't have to be fully arrived. You know what I mean? You don't have to be like, oh, everything in my life is perfect. No, you have to be the woman that carries the characteristics of what I'm speaking about. Yes, I talk about spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare is real. Just because you arrive doesn't mean that the opposition is not trying to get you. Oh, baby, they're gonna try to grab you. Yes. Just because you arrive doesn't mean that everything is perfect. Just because you arrive doesn't mean that you don't try to talk yourself out of greatness. No, it's just a different angle of a conversation. It's just a different energy and frequency of the conversation, baby. And that's what I want for you. To the woman who has arrived, the mindset shift that I want you to have is that everything does not have to be hard. Everything doesn't have to be hard. I know when you scroll through your timeline, when you scroll through your For You page, everything is a solution to you in chaos. But what if there's a moment where you're saying, you know what? I don't gotta deal with that shit. Why am I taking on somebody else's problem? Why is someone recruiting me to deal with their issues? Why do I feel like I have to show up for everybody, but nobody is showing up for me? It could be as simple as you asking yourself, those questions and saying, you know what, I choose to lay all of that down. The chaos that I'm holding is not even my own. Because if it was your own, you would absolutely be able to look at yourself in the mirror and say, you know what, nah, this shit got to change. I know what it is about the woman who is arriving and has arrived. I know what it is. You want everyone to arrive with you. Yeah, let's change that mindset shift. Everybody not going to arrive with you. Nope. And you can't force them. That you cannot force other people to see their light. The women I'm speaking to, they see their own light. Here's the thing. Let's talk about the thing, right? Because I know you've changed. You know you've changed. Well, thank you. This conversation, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna finish my thought and then respond to your comment. Now I forgot what my thought was. Oh, I know you've changed. You know you've changed. But the reason why you keep investing in the journals, the reason why you keep investing in the vision boards, and you keep investing in the retreats, the $15,000, $20,000, $30,000 retreats. Yes, women spend that much money on self-care and self-healing, right? The reason why you keep walking away from those power presentations like there's something missing is because you are not being witnessed fully. You're not. You are not being witnessed fully. And that becomes a major issue when it comes to recognizing that you are in your arrival era. You're probably like, well, Cass, what does it mean to be witnessed? That means that somebody is trained through life experience, through education, through conversation, through the Holy Spirit to hold a space for you to mark your journey and making a covenant with the Most High, the universe, the stars, your ancestors, whatever it is that you believe in. You make a covenant, a promise to them through a very unique ritual, a very unique program that honors your journey. Oh, baby, did y'all hear what I'm saying? Y'all hear what I'm saying? You want to know why? Because we celebrate birth. We celebrate weddings, right? There's a ritual for birth, ritual for weddings, ritual for death, but nobody has a ritual for arriving. Because your arrival is so freaking sacred. I don't think y'all hearing me. Your arrival is so sacred because there's so many intersectional points that you've gone through, that you literally survived, that no one else could touch, no one else could tell your story. There are so many touch points that it is sacred. If you try to tell your story right now, if I say, hey, tell me your story, you'll be like, girl, where do I begin? Because when somebody asks you to tell you about yourself, your journey, the first place you start is the pain point, and then you move outward. Then you talk about the people that have helped you. You talk about the people who have burned you. You talk about the people you've lost and have not been able to see you arrive where you are. You talk about your education. You talk about your tears and how you've been hurt and how you've been abused and how you've been this and that. You talk about all of those things, but it still does not capture every single thing. It doesn't. Your arrival is so sacred because you recognize that you've gone through all of that. And boom, here you are. Here you are, blessed, saved, loved, appreciated. Who's going to witness that? You can't. You know what's crazy? We have all these brunches with our girlfriends and And we have all these business meetings with our women business partners, and we apply for all of these women-owned things, and we support women-owned businesses. We go through all of that, but no one can sit down and say, you know what? You know what? I need someone that can hold this space for me. I need someone who can carry the heaviness that I've gone through. I can share my story with this person, and they can witness me cross a threshold physically that connects me with a higher power and a higher purpose. Hi, my name is Cass Young. I'm an intuitive prophetic speaker and a sacred witness. That's what I do. Have over a decade of experience in hospice. Not just hospice as a social worker, but 11th hour care. 11th hour care. 11th hour care is significant because what that means is that the person is imminent. Yeah, they're imminent. That means that when they're imminent, they're about to leave this planet. I've sat with people, I've witnessed people take their last breath on the face of this planet. Yeah, I was called to do that at a very young age. When I got out of the military, I was called to do that. I got my bachelor's degree in gerontology. That's the study of aging. So I know what the body and the mind and the spirit goes through as you get older. Yeah. Then I went to school to become a social worker. Got my master's degree in social work. Yeah, I did that. And the entire time I worked with the elderly. I worked with the elderly who were cancer ridden. I worked with the elderly who had dementia, Alzheimer's, which is one of my favorite groups of people. I work with the families. I work with religions across the board. Christian, Buddhist, Muslim, Hindu. Yeah. Because when it comes to 11th hour care, end of life, it doesn't matter about what I've gone through. It matters that I have a calling to hold a space for someone to take their last breath and be comfortable. And all of the years that I've been a hospice social worker, had my own business, I worked for other companies, all of the years that I've had that, I've done this. What strikes me the most is that all of the women and men have never been witnessed for their internal shifts. God bless you. She's 87. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. Thank you, Jasmine. That's beautiful. Thank you. I received that. All of the people that I've sat with have not been witnessed for their internal shifts and who they are. And I said to myself, I cannot let another woman who has succeeded with the odds against them walk through this world without recognizing that they have arrived and offer a threshold for them to internally accept that. Yeah. If you're watching this live stream, I was not able to pin the comment because I'm mobile, I'm not on my computer, but you go into my description and you click that link. I do not see my moderator on here. Let me see here if I can do that. Let me just start a Q&A, see if I can. Oh, wait. No. Oops. Boom. Okay, let's try that again. Hold on, y'all. Can I start a poll? No, I don't want to do that either. Hold on. I don't know how to. I can't comment on my own thing. That's like crazy. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, that's crazy. I can't comment on my own thing. It's okay. That's all right. It's in my description. Yeah. And I cannot, with all of the experience I have, with the Holy Spirit guiding me to be a hospice social worker in 11th hour care, with me being called to take care of my own grandmother, who I watched her take her last breath. I was with her when my grandmother took her last breath. I've cared for families. I've held hands as someone has, their spirit has left their bodies. I refuse to be the woman that has this gift. And I cannot use that same gift to help women cross their thresholds when they have arrived, while living, breathing, loving, knowing on planet Earth. I can't do it. And I won't do it. And that's why I came up with my offer, the sacred witness. Yeah. The witness ceremony, the witness threshold. The link is in my description, it's in my bio, it's everywhere. It's 2026, and many of you are feeling the divine feminine shift. You're feeling it. You know it. You feel the power. That's why I'm saying, like, y'all, we're not speaking to this, oh, I'm healing. Oh, I have to do all of these different things for the heal. Girl, you're healed. How do I know? Because you're here. How do I know? Because you're making different decisions from the woman who was consistently unhealed. That's how I know. I don't even got to know you to know that. Just the way that you move is different. I know that you move significantly. Let me get this thought. I know that you move with precision rather than just chaotically or just without any thought. I know that you move with precision. The unhealed version of you would have not done that. The unhealed version of you would have just moved how you moved, and consequences be damned. No. Because consequences will damn you. Consequences will damn you. And the mature woman understands that as above, so below, as within is without, and that consequences can truly hold you back. Wow, your best and only friend just turned 70. I've known her for 18 years. It takes a special breed to be the anointed. Yeah. Absolutely. Thank you. I received that, Jasmine. I received that. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. And you know what? I find that a lot of women who create friends later on in life, they become lifelong friends, like to the end. And and my offer also extends to women in groups, up to 4 women. Yeah. I'm not going to stay here because the sun's about to come out. It's Sunday. I want to actually go out, put my feet in the water, okay, and enjoy this beautiful Sunday. Oh my God, praise God for this beautiful sun. Oh my gosh, let the sun shine in. My God. Woo. That sun just hit me, y'all. My whole life I just got my whole life. So let me finish up here. I just want to speak to the woman who has arrived, and I want to let you know, baby, you need to click that link in my description. Yeah. Yeah. I know who I'm speaking to. I know who I'm speaking to, and I know who's listening. And I know that the way that I'm speaking to those who are healed and not constantly on a healing journey. I'm just touching the sand, y'all. Feels good. Just touching the sand. But also, I'm speaking to those who have never been spoken to as if they're healed. People like to treat you like you a kid. Yeah. People like to treat you 40, 50, 60 years old. People come to you talking about, oh, a healing journey, like you haven't lived. Oh, I can't stand that. I can't stand that. Why are you speaking to somebody who has been on this planet for half a century or more like they don't know what life is? Yeah, no. The reason why I speak to everyone that way is because I believe that something clicks in you. I believe something clicks in you. You might not have thought of yourself as healed before. You will now. You might have been somebody who has gone to every single retreat looking for a solution to heal, and it's not clicking because you know what? You're healed. Yeah. Yeah. That's why it's not clicking. That's why when the retreat master, whatever everyone call themselves, they come to you talking about, all right now, let's dig deep within. You like, girl, I've been dug deep. I dug so deep that I'm on the other side of the earth. What you mean? Leave me alone. Whew. Don't get me started. I'm gonna see. Y'all not about to make me go on the soapbox, okay? Because I've been to these retreats. I've been to these retreats. It's the goddess within. Yes, we know that. What do I do now? I'm speaking to the woman who's like, girl, I've arrived. Now what? Oh, now we harness that power so that you can leave. Oh, baby, you think? Oh, see, you thought. Thank you. Hi, Mama Cass. That's my mama, y'all. You thought that once you arrived, that everything was going to be quiet on the Western Front. No, ma'am. Once you arrive, the Holy Spirit tells you to lead. Haha. That's why I talk to women in leadership. Yeah, that's you. Yeah. What now? You harness that. You live in that. You don't search for another problem to solve. You don't do that. You don't go back and look for the chaos. You don't do that. You look for other women who have healed and are healing, and you say, hey, listen, I have something for you. Yeah. You become the wisdom. Yeah. It's a nice place to be. It's beautiful. And I have women that I look up to who are in their arrival era, who are just arrived. They just arrived, right? I look up to them. I don't know everything. I can't do everything. I surround myself with people who have arrived and who thrive there. They do what they want to do. And they do it happily. Yeah. One second, y'all. Sorry, y'all. I'm still getting over my cold, so please forgive me. Yeah. When you arrive, you do the things that you couldn't do before. And it feels strange because you're not struggling anymore. That's why you're like, well, now what? It's strange because you're not in survival mode anymore. So you're like, now what? Girl, you come on to the beach. Sit down. Enjoy outside. Write a book. Start a group. Go on Facebook. Give your wisdom and knowledge. Become a thought leader. There's nowhere else to go but to become a thought leader. Well, there's other places to go. But becoming a thought leader is usually what happens to women when they're in their arrival era. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And there's different levels to your arrival. Mm-hmm. So, baby, the women I'm speaking to, they know this language. They know what's going on. And that's why they click the link. That's why they schedule their 15-minute discovery calls with me. I don't do one-on-one coaching. I'm about sick of a one-on-one coach. I don't do one-on-one coaching because you've already invested thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in one-on-one coaching. Yeah, I'm not offering that. I'm offering a sacred space for you to be recognized. Period. And if you are that woman and any of these messages resonated with you, thank you. Any of these messages resonated with you, click that link in my description. Yeah. I'm also going to pin it to the comment section. Right? You beautiful ladies have a wonderful Sunday. I know I will. Okay? And get you some coffee or some tea. If it's cold where you are, God bless you. Do the best that you can with what you got. But over here in Southern California, where I perform my offerings, my God, today. You know what? Hold on. Mama Cass, do me a favor. Hold on. Mama Cass, that's my mama, y'all. You are now a moderator. May you please go to my website or go to my description and grab my link for the witness offering. And you can copy and paste it right up in here. Thank you. And then I can pin it. And I really appreciate that. That will work. If you don't mind, Mom, please. Thank you. Okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I would like to say it's in me and not on me. Because it's a lot of pretty ladies out here who are not so attractive inside. Yeah. So just wanted to say that. While I'm waiting on Mama Cass, I want to say these final few words to you. Oh yes, oh my gosh, I love the ocean. Let me tell you something. When I moved out to the West Coast, I said I can't leave here. Oh, you watched the whales in the Bodega Bay? Been there. I've driven this entire coast. Arrival moment. Let's talk about it. I've driven from Los Cabos all the way up to Canada on the West Coast on the 101. Thank you. Now, can I pin it? Hold on, y'all. Let me see if I can pin it. Is it gonna let me pin? Oh, here we go. Boom. Thank you. I've driven from Los Cabos all the way up to Canada. I don't even know if my mama knows this. I think my mom knows that I've driven through Mexico, but I don't think that she knows that I've driven from Los Cabos all the way up to Canada. Okay. When you take time to look at the world around you, you make the world your vision board. Yeah. You make the sky your vision board. You make the people that you meet your vision board. You make the food that you consume your vision board. You look at other people's lifestyle and say, I want that. And you make that your vision board. Yeah? Are we here with each other? I need you to recognize, collective, that you are someone's vision board. Yeah. How you live, how you speak, what your goals are. In your arrival era, you are somebody's vision board. You talking about now what? What happens when you arrive? Girl, you become the wisdom. You are a walking example of the wisdom. One day, we're all going to be somebody's ancestors. Isn't that a wild thought? I'm going to be somebody's ancestor one day. That's wild. That's also beautiful. It's such a existential thought. It's not even a crisis. It's just something that's beautiful. That one day, on some real stuff, we're going to be on some Black Panther T'Challa, reaching out to the ancestors type. Like, it's beautiful. For me, I need for the women that come behind me and the men that support them to know that there is a spiritual marker on the face of this planet that they can turn to know arrival feels familiar. Although I've never been here before, it feels familiar, and this is where I want to be. Ooh. My God's day. I feel like that right there, the sun. My God, that sun just gave me that message. Woo, boy. I'm going to land right there. I'm going to land my plane right there, y'all. I love you guys so much. Thank you, Mama Cass, for grabbing that link for me. You guys are amazing. Somebody left their sneakers here. I wonder if it's one of the surfers, y'all. The surfers are out. Just give y'all a nice little, I don't know if y'all can see the surfers all the way back there. I'm going to get back out there one day, y'all. It's not going to be today. Anyway, I love you guys so much. I'm going to grab my tea or coffee, depending on how I feel. And I'm going to drive this coast. Oh, I forgot to, yeah, no, I didn't. I said what I wanted to say about the driving. Enjoy your day. Know that you have arrived. No one can tell you different. You are beautiful. I love you guys so much. I will see you on the next conversation. Let me know in the comment section once this video ends if anything resonated with you, and if you like me going live from the beach. I'll talk to you guys later.